God, what's going on, guys? I'm actually I had to make a pit stop. I had to come all the way back to the house because I forgot something here. Um, see what we got here. Uh, I'm going to allow you, Rocco, because I told you it's a straight smoke and I'm in a bad mood. So, Rocco, I'm going to allow you to retract that last statement before I cook you. So, what I would do if I was you is just say sorry, because if I don't hear sorry, I'm going to absolutely cook you in a diabolical way. I wasn't even going to start. I wasn't even going to start like this, but you literally took it there. Now, Rocco, say sorry. You got a couple more seconds before I start off with you. I give you fair chance because of the fact it ain't your fault I'm in a bad mood. And you know, the reason why I say that, shout out to, we got Christina in the building. I was 7, shout out to you, driving the wolf in the building. The reason why I'm going to give you that warning, give you the opportunity, because I know you in real life. Like, I know you put on this front like you're a good person, but in reality, you're a miserable Youngstown chick. I was talking to my sister the other day because of situations that was happening with family there. And I literally said, you know, I'm like, can you talk to this girl before she turns into a Youngstown chick? You know, and then my sister's like, hold on, hold on, hold on. And I got whoever, I'm not gonna put her on blast, in the car. And I'm like, oh, she already knows what I mean by Youngstown chick. You know, you end up having a baby by a drug dealer loser. Shout out to Maximus and good riddance. You have a baby by a drug dealer loser at a somewhat of a young age. You put yourself in a position that you're going to end up a single mother, and then you want sympathy of the people, government. You want everybody to save you because you're a piss poor choice. And then, as you get of age, instead of showing love to people that's trying to make something happen with their life, you're so miserable that you're going to like say something to ultimately make that person feel like crap. That's all you do. You Youngstown chicks do because you're mad that you made a piss poor choice and who to date. And for the life of me, I don't understand that. I don't understand if you know that, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up a single. We're going to have to wear it on the hip today because we got, I'm giving smoke. And, I wanted you to say sorry because it ain't your fault that I had a couple of miserable people yesterday, that said some nasty stuff that put me in this mood to like cook, ultimately tell women what they need to hear because of the fact y'all are just so delusional now in 2024. You guys are so delusional. And I wish you, Rocco, were on that live yesterday because you're literally the epitome of a woman who literally relies on the resources of a man. But then you would, on one breath, you say, um, shout out to well, we got Cheeky Chops in here. We got Dope Law in here. We got DoorDash Sucks. We got Perazio, whatever your stupid name is. So, yeah, Rocco, you literally made that piss poor choice and you are running around here and you're going to say, shout out to you, Don. But you're going to run around with this narrative that women like to make. Shout out to Gambling Queen. Shout out to H-Way. Sonato. So the narrative that you run around with to make yourself feel better, to sleep better at night as a woman, you're going to say that you don't need no man for nothing. You take care of business. Like everybody, I appreciate that, Sonato. Sonito. Shout out to Driving the Wealth. You're going to sit there and you're going to state that, you don't need a man for nothing. Like a man you're independent, you take care of yourself, blah, blah, blah. But you use the resources of a man in regards to child support and et cetera. And what frustrated me yesterday having that conversation is that, Youngstown chicks, yes, you guys are poor decision makers when it comes to the men you choose, but you guys most of the time choose a man that you think is going to take care of you, that's going to give you financial resources, which is what women should do. You shouldn't date and be with anybody that can't, hold it down, can't give you what you need if you can't go get it yourself. And as we already know, with you being uneducated, you don't have any ways and means to make money besides a regular job that you don't want to go do because it doesn't, involve like being put money in your account that you don't deserve, that you got because you chose to make a baby by a guy that you want to be with. That's the reason why I said I wanted you to just say I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm not gonna go a little harder because I'm actually in a bad mood. It's not your fault. I don't want to take it there. You don't deserve it. But I warned you. Gosh, I'm stupid. All right. Yes. You don't you don't deserve to smoke. Um, let's see. Good job on your first delivery. I got a few things in my little fanny pack here. Shout out again, once again, Gambling Queen, K Love. Shout out to. Um, did you see that Ohio woman who stabbed a 3-year-old kid? No, I didn't see it because I don't look for that. But I get it's happening, and it ain't about her being black. It's about more likely her being poor. I'm pretty sure that kid would still be here without being stabbed. Um, Most women are users and very much Jezebel. I mean, you could, not most, but a lot. Okay, a lot. I saw it a lot in network channel. Yeah, that's a bad situation. So Rocco, go ahead and say that going to say that you need a man. Rocco, say that you can't survive without a man because it's the truth. You cannot survive without a man. If you didn't have, hey, you didn't have that guy stupid enough to like make a baby, knowing that you weren't gonna want to, be a family because, a lot of the Youngstown chicks are out of order. You guys won't settle until it's like the end of the world. Um, you literally wait to the last dying moment in your life, like when you're like 45 and, you know, 45, your knees don't bend like they used to. You got to like, stand up to give, what. Now you want to choose any man that will give you a chance. And by that time, it's like, you know, why would I want a hag to like submit? That's like a woman who's like so-called bad choosing a guy don't have financial um, means at this point, but he's gonna have it. But right now he's building. Y'all ain't choosing that guy. That guy got to be lonely, single, or you got to date fatty. Oh, God, I forgot I gotta go all the way upstairs. I forgot my helmet. Actually, I forgot. Put it in the bag. Thank God. Oh God, they put this bag on me. They put this bag with I gotta touch this bag. One second. Let's see. Now I don't talk about the race no more really on this channel. Sorry if you came for that. I mean, I talk about race, but not in the way most people want. Shout out to Real Talk Christina in the building. Shout out to Todd in the building. Like I'll be real with y'all. Me and Kylie girl, I'm not gonna talk about it only because out of respect for the situation. There's a lot involved with what we got um, behind the scenes. So I'd rather not talk about it, honestly. But I appreciate the question. Shout out to Ski. Yep, Todd, lonely, single, data fatty. Can't be forgetting your helmet. How many times I tell you that? No, it's in my bag right here. I brought it. So what I'm gonna do, guys, nothing I'm gonna say is offensive because Christina, like I told you on the phone yesterday, I'm not playing that game with any women. If y'all sensitive, y'all can go away because the same smoke I get at men, I'm giving to y'all women because y'all women at this point, like that be on this channel, be annoying me with these freaking stupid mindset, thought process, whatever you want to call it, that y'all be on is absolutely stupid. So I'll tell y'all, if y'all don't want to hear it, then y'all should bounce because it's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nasty. Nah, I'm moving Wilmington. All right, so let me connect my all right, so y'all should be able to hear me now. All right, so guys, I'm just frustrated because of the fact I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do. I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money sports betting the past 4 days, but it's all going pretty much going to bills. But the thing is, the ups and downs of doing it makes me makes me yeah I got a helmet foam mount, but I can't use it because it's like it slips around. Yeah, I'm conflicted, guys, because the ups and downs of sports betting makes me real moody. It makes me real, and I go up and down, and like I'm way ahead. I should be happy, but I'm not happy. I'm very, very annoyed. So, like, that's the reason why I'm like feeling this way because there's so much in my life that I can't figure out what to do because of the fact you have a situation with my YouTube channel to where the same way with sports betting is the same way I am with the same way I'm with YouTube. I'm the same way with sports betting. So like I say I want to do one thing, but it goes another way. Like I made $1,200 in 35 minutes, okay? But then instead of like stopping, I spent another 3 days pretty much betting. So it's like I could have stopped and just took my time, but instead I literally ended up making, overall like $1,400, but I spent almost 4 days, like 16 hours doing it. So is it really worth it in the long run? Not really for the ups and downs. So then on top of that happening, I have a situation that with this YouTube channel. Like today, I'm gonna put the link up. But like the people that continue coming up, now look, I get H-Way, wordplay, all those individuals that were here from the start. I don't I don't really mind those individuals coming up without camming up. But it gets to a point at the same time that I need people to cam up. For y'all writing long messages in the chat, I can't read them right now because I'm driving. So I would refrain from putting long messages up until I'm like situated, like stopped, and I can like look at the phone. So if I was you, I would like not write long messages because I can't see them anyway. But back to the point at hand, I'm like annoyed and just conflicted because like I really want this YouTube to happen, but I continue doing the same thing. And I found myself more happy on Flex's live yesterday night. That's not even my own live than on my own live. And a lot of it is the choices I make and the people that I allow to come on. Because the people I allow to come on are just half of the time not open minded to anything that's not something that they agree with. And what I mean for that, by that, and by the way, like John Wolf said, go ahead and hit the like button. So a lot of people, a lot of people are so Todd, once again, I appreciate that. But no, it ain't that I'm mad about the up and down. What it is like I have no structure. And what I mean by no structure is I need somebody. This is why I talked to Christina about this, okay? And I talked to a lot of people about doing like being the manager of my social media, YouTube and all that, because I need a manager. Because it's hard for me to keep track of my life. Because I can go and perform and make something happen, but it's the execution of it I can't do. Like I literally need somebody to manage. Like I'm the talent. I'm the person that can make whatever happen. But when it comes to like, you know, I want to say paying stuff, but more of like the deeper issue is when it comes to execution of like the stuff that you get after you perform, I'm bad at that. So the problem I face is, when I chat with Christina, and she knows, like me and Christina, we yesterday we almost went to war because of the fact I'm like, show your face, okay? Like, let me see. And then it's like with Christina, she has her life going on, so it's hard. She's great for YouTube, but when it comes to like everything, and she's the only reason I'm saying this because I don't want to, I want to make sure y'all understand. I'm not throwing a shot at her because I'm saying I need a manager that somebody is able to manage time, track, do everything more so like in regards to like text me, hey, we got to get this done by this time, we got to get this done, we got to get that done, and I can't expect her to do that for me when I can't really afford to pay her. Like, why would she do that for me if I can't afford to pay her? So it's a lot to it that I get. So I'm working on that right now. That'll make me a little bit more happy. Okay. Than where I'm at. Secondly, I'm so frustrated because I don't have nobody that wants to do YouTube that's gonna show their face. And that's guys, you gotta understand, I'm 37 years old and I've been doing media for a while. Okay. And for the life of me, for me to not be able to find one person that's willing to come on at a scheduled time and show their freaking face and be like in a position. It could be any time. We can record it off of YouTube. We don't got to be on YouTube. We can record it outside of it, outside of YouTube, and then put it on YouTube and do a premiere. But I can't even find nobody that willing to show their face because everybody hides behind like their truth, and that doesn't work for me on YouTube because YouTube is literally not that type of platform that you're going to grow with faceless people. So then now let's go back to me before I get into this women work, this nasty work with the women. I do YouTube and I do my videos, and my videos, if I do just regular videos, they do decent and they start climbing. But then when I do a live, I kill myself because now I burn through all the material I got
for the day that I can do on video form, I burn through it by being on a live for 4 to 8 hours because I get people that like are good to talk to, like who are on the phone because you can't see their face. There's really no engagement. It's just on the phone conversations I'm having on live. Okay, but those are good conversations, so I stay on live forever, and then I'm burnt out and tired to where I don't do YouTube for like 3 days. You know, um, got to do like a video chat in Discord and record it through OBS, up the production value. Here's the thing, Rage Face. Um, I got Streamlabs, okay, and I can do professional level lives, but I got to do them alone because right now I don't have the setup yet with people. But at the same time, I don't even want to put that out there until I got people camming up, and I don't have anybody to cam up because I'm trying not to go out and run it and talk to random people because the problem I face is, and I'm not trying to let guys, I'm not trying to make excuses, not trying to make excuses. But remember, guys. And by the way, Trader, I appreciate that, but you gotta understand. And look, I'm gonna be very, very, very honest with you, Dash Trader. Shout out to you. You gotta understand. Like, I can't work with you unless you first off, you gotta see. The problem is when I disrespect you, I apologize on live. But when you disrespect me, you don't care. You don't ever say sorry, nothing. You just think everything's cool. And then after that, you literally came on my live like a couple days after literally disrespecting me in the chat. You come on my live like, you're really gonna do this right now? Like, you're really, like, you're my dad. Like, you're just a disgruntled, angry dad. Like, I can't, like, I was talking to JB yesterday on Flex's live, and now that he's not a drunk, it was actually a good conversation. And I'm only saying this right now to Dash and Trader because this goes back into the big scheme of my YouTube channel. Like, I told him straight up, dude, I'm gonna say this because it's awkward me talking to you. I'm not gonna act like I'm cool with you. Like, I don't agree with your opinions about a lot of stuff, your views, but without you being drunk, I don't mind having the conversation. Okay. So I was talking to him, and we do agree with a lot of stuff, the outside of race, of course. But like when it comes to women issues and stuff. But the whole point of the matter is for me to have you tell me I'm not allowed to have a conversation and you're mad, but then I'm gonna like send you videos I'm gonna send you videos and you're gonna edit them for me. But then, like at any moment, if you don't like what I'm saying, then you're gonna just say something like nasty, and I can't, and you can't be doing that. Like, this is like the fourth time you blew up on me, and you did it publicly, and I'm supposed to just forget about that because you like, and that's the reason why. And it's bigger than Dash and Trader. You gotta understand, a lot of people do that, and it's easy for them to do it because they don't show their face. And I actually had a dude, Twiggy, whatever his stupid name is. I told him that today I would give him the floor if he wants to come on and talk. I'll give him the floor. Because he had some issues about what I was saying about women. So the situation is, the dude came straight on a live, heated, like straight calling me it really fucking fat, like really fucking fat whore. Like, this is why. Okay, I let that, like, I'm in a bad mood, and like I'm on a bike, and this fat fucking whore literally tried to like pull up on me and like run me off the road. Jesus Christ! Let me compose myself. She's with her husband, and he's freaking Mexican, and I'm not trying to be like, I ain't trying to be in no fight, but I'm actually angry enough for that. Okay, like, he's looking straight, so he's obviously a fucking pussy, but I'm trying not to like bring that because I know it ain't his fault. I know it ain't his fault that his wife is a fucking whore. And the reason why I call her that is because any woman that's willing to run a fucking dude off the road because they're impatient and they're fucking he's and the reason why I say that is because she's driving. Okay? No decent man, for the most part, is gonna let a woman drive, and the woman almost run a guy on a bike off the road when he had the right of way, and then like look straight and not say a word to her. He should have been cussing her out. Like, you fucking asshole. Yes, you can act like that with me at home. You can literally act disrespectful to me. You can make me resent and hate my life. But you're not going to do that to some random stranger that you don't know, because that guy may fight me. That guy may have a freaking gun. That guy might do something about you trying to end his life Because if you run him off the road, he's gonna freaking get hurt. But instead, he didn't say nothing to her. He just looked straight, like a cuck. And that's the reason why Twiggy, he's that guy. Okay, Twiggy is that guy. Okay, Rocco, is that comment to me? Just tell me, Rocco, is that comment to me? Because right now, this is about me cooking the women today. So go ahead and tell me, Rocco. Guys, as a matter of fact, in the chat, let me know if Rocco, was that comment Rocco just said to me. Because remember, I don't know Spitting Facts other than he's a loser. That's all I know about Spitting Facts. But I know who Rocco is. Okay? So I'm just confused if Rocco, that comment is for me. Because I really don't want to go there, but I can go there if you want to go there. If you want to go, the reason why I said that, let me know. Shout out to Jamal. So yeah, I remember like so Jamal, you gotta remember, I'm downtown. I had the right of way. That lady literally like pulled up right next to me, almost hit me, and then like she had the audacity to look straight, and her husband or boyfriend, whoever that is, was looking straight, and she's a fat whale, and you could tell because first off, he doesn't have any confidence for himself that he decided to get with a whale. And I don't mind her being fat because it ain't her fault. I mean, actually, it is her fault she's fat, but I don't mind that. But it's the fact you're a nasty fat person. Like, just like if you're a nasty skinny person, I'm gonna go in on you. Like, that's just what it is. Um, so that lady is a nasty lady, just like a nasty man would be the same thing. The only difference is I've been driving out here for freaking months now, and I've never had that happen except for 2 times. That time and another time with some other lady who was freaking just unreasonable. That's the point. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm not going necessarily in on women today, what I'm saying is the context of today's live. And let me get back to what I was saying. Look, guys, I can't be around wishy-washy people no more. Like I'm literally, I'm sticking to this situation right now to where I'm going to be working 12 hours every single day. I've already done 3 days. I'm almost top dasher, but I'm done being around wishy-washy people. So what I mean by that is I'm done dealing with people other than when I do it YouTube live and I say that and there's Twiggy right here. It was nice talking to you last night, Dennis. You were setting me straight. Wiping the floor with me is a little bit exaggerated just for a little bit, but I've come to expect that from your streams. Twiggy, come on here right now and I will cheer up and I'll have a respectful conversation with you. Otherwise, we're gonna keep it where it was yesterday. I absolutely cooked you and destroyed you, and I wasn't even trying to. I was being respectful, but I destroyed you because you came on nasty. And you came on like that guy in that car that thought that he was gonna get some points by allowing his whale of a woman to like almost hit me and not say a word. As a man, you have man code. As a man, you don't allow people to freaking do that to somebody. Like she almost freaking ran me over. That's the problem with men like you that settle. If Cali, imagine this, guys. If I was with Cali girl, if I was with Cali girl, and she had freaking um like did that to a guy on a bike, I would have cussed her out. I would have actually I would have cussed her out. I would have said, "Yo, hey, you need to freaking let him go, or if we stop, you need to apologize, or that's it. I'm done. Period. That's it. I'm walking away from her. Period. That's when we tolerate it. Ignorance will not be tolerated. Okay? And that was disrespectful what that woman did. But there's men out here like you, Twiggy, that allow women to behave in that way. Because guess what? I can't check my chick because it's equality. You know, my woman is independent woman. That's the reason why women be cheating on men and men are always freaking like crying themselves to sleep, depressed, about to kill themselves because of that point. Yep. So you got to get it together, man. And I told you, like absolutely like confused. But you just reach out to me, Twiggy. But I'm gonna put the link up. Rocco, I'm not looking for easy targets. I'm looking at people that either pretty much told me enough about them that I could actually cook because I've been being a nice guy and that's over with. Now back to the point at hand. Let me put the link up. If anybody wants to jump up, it's gonna be if you don't show your face, it's gonna be a one-on-one. Okay, you don't show your face, it's gonna be a one-on-one meeting of minds. Now, if you show your face, they're both you guys already okay. But yeah, if you don't show your face, then it's gonna be one-on-one. If you show your face, I may allow multiple people to come up. Now, Twiggy gets the right to where if he wants to come up, Twiggy, you can come up by yourself. I'm not gonna bring nobody else up, and I'm not bringing a bunch of people up that don't show their faces today. I'm just not in the mood. Okay, it's gonna be one-on-one conversations. Okay, and Twiggy, you will not get cut off. I won't cut you off. You can say anything you want, Twiggy. I will not cut you off. I'm gonna treat you with respect. All right, he's coming. Here we go. All right, so you got the complete floor. I'm not going to cut you off. Go for it.
That's
Anything you
fine.
want to say, but let me respond back to you without you
Of
cutting me off.
course.
Go ahead.
Of,
You got the floor.
of course. Well, let's get a few things straight here. Hold on. I'm going to log into my other account to your thing so I can read all the lovely things Christina thinks that she's going to be telling me. Okay, first off, to Christina. I'm going to set this straight from what she just said in the chat there. Why?
Hold on, wait. If you talk about Christina, understand that she's allowed to come up here and defend herself. So anybody you talk about,
I'm just responding to what she said about why didn't I quote unquote defend my wife. So that's all I'm responding to. I don't really have anything else to say to her. She asked me why didn't I defend my wife. We were having a discussion. I came in hot and heavy and I explained why I did. And that was fine. And you threw some shots back at me. Fine. I'm not upset about it. I don't care. And then you said some things about my wife, someone who you probably didn't even know I was married until I mentioned it to you. So why didn't I defend my wife, Christina? Because Dennis doesn't know my wife. He doesn't know me, just like I don't know him and I don't know you. I know my wife would look at me and laugh at what Dennis was saying because they don't know each other and she's not fragile enough to have some stranger say some things about her and cry to me to have me pull out my sword and start defending her. We're adults, so it doesn't bother her like that. You may want to have that happen, and that's fine. You find a guy who does that for you over something. It wasn't like Dennis and I were in a restaurant and he walked up and said something and I just sat there. We were having a discussion over the internet. I wasn't going to interrupt him when he was doing his thing, and we had other things to talk about. So it's not really a big deal. You know, we're a little bit more secure in ourselves than to worry about what somebody else thinks of what we look like when he doesn't even know us or they don't even know us. So that's all I was going to say. A real man would. Okay, Christine, I guess I'm not a real man then. Okay, whatever. Anyway, honey, you can move on now. Okay, Dennis.
And by the way, I agree what you just said. I agree with that completely. Fine. Why fight with a man when if everything I said was not true, then why fight with that guy? Your wife would laugh. So I agree with you. So just understand that we're on the same page.
Riley is that angry egg is saying I am. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to look at the chat. About yesterday, I thought after we had our little, throwing water in each other's faces, it was a pretty good conversation with you and me and JB and Flex and Jaded. I thought it was a fun conversation. Now, you say that I did not go out there and say, well, women have rights and this, women have. I didn't do all the drama that you're doing right now. What I said to you yesterday is that the way you were acting and the way you were describing things, look, it's like saying this. It's like if I go to buy a car at a car dealership, is the person just selling me a car from a retail salesman? That's the same analogy as you saying,
you still there?
I'm sorry?
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Last 15 seconds cut out. The audio cut out. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and do the last 15 seconds again.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to rephrase this. You saying that women look for somebody who's secure in their career for money, so that they feel like they are they're only looking for money, is like me saying, well, I expect if I'm going to be married to have sex with somebody, and if they don't have sex 4 times a week, then I should be marrying a prostitute, because if they're not working, that's what I'm doing. It doesn't make the way you're phrasing things, Dennis, is not a mature, realistic admirable way of doing it. You're looking at it. You're looking at a woman, and you're going to say, "Well, you're just marrying me for my money. That's fine. I get it. Well, I'm going to be marrying you for the sex. So let's have sex. You can see my bank account. If those two things work together, then we're a perfect match." That's not a relationship, Dennis. That is to me superficial and immature. And that's what I was saying yesterday in a much louder fashion.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. This is what you got to understand, Twiggy. You have a bunch of different kind of men, but you have like three general kind of men. You have the me and you type of guy, the way I used to be back in the day, hopeless romantic, that think that women want these things that they really don't want. They really want a manly man, which is why men like us get cheated on. Not saying you get cheated on because of the fact you found the nugget, you found a good woman, but most men don't. Most men that act like us, women don't want because of the fact you come off to beta. And what I mean by beta, I don't like using the word beta and alpha. I think that's stupid. People that do that are stupid. But I'm just saying, like we come off trying to please the woman to where it turns her off. Like she doesn't want to have sex with us because it's just a turn off. She wants to be told to shut up. You know, she wants to be told she's not right. But like for you, you got to understand when we had the sex conversation in regards to money, women aren't prostitutes, but at the same time, women they go to the first, second date asking, what do you do for a living? Okay. They don't go in talking about like, hey, what do you like to do for fun and this and that? No, they're going to say, what do you do for a living? Because of the fact they want to make sure you're qualified. Now, the reason why I told you with your wife, I'm assuming the stuff about her is because most women who would be deemed quality women that most guys want, they're going to want a man that has some kind of value. Like a woman that would choose a guy, for example, me in my situation, okay, it's rare. Now it happens sometimes, but if a woman is only choosing men like me, then she's a poor decision maker, and she's what I call a low quality thinker. But she's all about the whole I want to be pleased and pleasured, but I'm not thinking about the rest of my life. And once again, she should choose you if you were single over me because you have assets. You have a house, you have a car, you have things, means to like get things done. With me, I don't have a car, I just have a bike. I don't have I have a place. I have a place I'm about to move from 3 months. I'm just saying, like, you're not understanding that most women don't want like the nice guy. They want a guy that got money, resources, and everything to take care of them. Okay, it don't make them prostitutes. It makes them smart.
Okay, let me say this. I would probably, if it was me describing what you said, I would probably say that women don't want necessarily money and a career. They want security. They want a man with ambition. They want a man who knows what he wants and is going somewhere. Now, if that equals having a good career and money, that's great. But some men want to be, for example, cops or firemen, and they may make $100,000 a year, 110, 120 grand a year, but that's not rich these days. We all know that, unfortunately. And, you know, a woman may go, look, you know what? He's got a career. I like that. It doesn't mean he brings in $100,000 a year. Now, there are women who are like that, of course, and there's men who are like the way you're describing. When I was your age, I probably would have agreed with you and thought more along your lines. I think your point of view comes from, like JB said yesterday, the generational difference, meaning the age now versus when I was your age. I mean, I'm 52, so I'm a lot older than you. You know, so yeah, there are differences. But when I met my wife, I was 20, she was 19. I was working in a bookstore, and she was working in like a retail clothing store. We didn't have anything, and we built a life together. So what I have now is not what she thought I was going to have back then. So but again, the world is a lot different now than it was when I dated my wife. So I don't think you're wrong. I just think the way you express things is somewhat for drama. I'm going to be blunt, somewhat for shocking views. And, and I think some of it's a little bit immature, but when I was your age, I was a little immature too. So I don't blame you for it.
Yeah. I can't. So let me rehash what you just said here. And by the way, always cherry pick. Shout out to you. I still live in my same place. Everything's good. I'm choosing to go because my son, I was supposed to have been back, but I held it off. But back to what you were saying. So, okay, I think we're living in different times. Back in the day, you didn't have as many mixtape rappers and people that trying to start bands and people that want to chase a YouTube dream. You didn't have like dreams becoming something respectable to be deemed like ambitious to go chase after. Ambitious would be trying to be a police officer, where in most cities you're going to make middle class money. Being ambitious is creating a business that actually turns a profit, a real profit in 5 years. Ambitious is going and becoming McDonald's grill cook and working your way up to manager and becoming a middle class. That's them being ambitious. But now me saying that I want to get my channel from 15,000 subs to like freaking 50,000 subs, women will deem that ambitious, even though it's not making any money, because it really doesn't matter. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that ambitious word does not work anymore. And you shouldn't be telling that to your kids, anybody, or your grandkids, because that's going to be a daily word for women, because women are choosing to go after a man that has false ambition instead of going to a man with real ambition that look cool. That police officer should be getting the respect. The firemen, those men should be getting more respect than me or any of these other men who aren't earning. Like, you got to earn, period. If I'm like right now, if I get off of this bike, like right now, I'm doing 12 hours a day for the most part. I did it 3 days already. Okay. If I get off this bike and I stop, then that takes away that ambitious mindset that I got, which is what's frustrating, because of the fact I lost it for a couple of days because I decided to start sports betting. Even though I made a profit, it took me away from the goal, which is to become top dasher and leave with for sure 20,000 to go back to Wilmington. I can't for sure do that with sports betting. It's ambitious to think that I can and fight to do it, but realistically, it's stupid. It's a gamble. But the whole point of the matter is, I get what you're coming from. You just got to understand, ambitious doesn't mean anything in 2024. It's all about actually doing.
I think also ambitious to me means a whole lot different than you, because, by the way, are you 38? Somebody wrote in the chat that you're 38. Is that correct? I thought you were like mid-20s.
No, I'm about to turn 38 in 3 days on the 10th.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I thought you were mid-20s. You look young to me.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
That's fine. Good skincare. It does change a little bit of what I was saying and how I think of you, because it makes me scared a little bit to know that these are still your views and you feel so passionately about them at 38. Because, I don't know. I do fear the world for my kids in certain areas. Dating is definitely one of them, no doubt. I can only teach them so much of what I know, because it's not so much relevant anymore. That's a fear parents have, and I understand that. And, when I say ambitious, is like my son's dating somebody who is in school to become a forensic pathologist. She may be working retail now while she's in school, but she just got her scholarship to go to USC, right there, right near you.
Right.
USC.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That career is a $200,000 career, within 5-6 years, because they're kind of rare, I guess, out there. So, I mean, he is on his way to, doing things that are, lawyer, that kind of thing. So, ambition, I think, if they're working towards it, not just I want, but they're on the career path and they're working in the field, or they're working something and going to school in that field, ambition is not a bad thing. You also want to, I think it means something different to you than it does to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, once again, you're talking about a youngin. I'm 38. So for me, ambition is over with. See, not just because I'm not just moving to Wilmington because of the cost. It's because mainly my son, but it's because of the fact I know if I go back to Wilmington, I'll be able, like, mind you, I don't want to be a police officer. I want to be a police officer, actually be a correction officer. I have options with jobs since I'm going to be there now for 5 years. I have career options or jobs I could take for now for 5 years, save up and just, stand on the radar, do YouTube for 5 years, and then go and in 5 years, go back to having that ambition or ambitious goals. Being able to chase YouTube or whatever I'm doing at that time. Because it might not be YouTube, it might be something else. But right now, I'm not afforded. I can't be doing that right now, because now I made a choice to get out of a relationship for the most part. So now it's more of I'm back doing just me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little life coaching right now, like you gave me last night. You ready for this? I'm going to tell you, as somebody who owned a business for 25 years and sold it right before COVID, because it was a very heavy retail driven. It wasn't retail, but the retail market. And, You know, we saw the whole thing with COVID happening, so we just had a chance to sell, so we did. I'm telling you, you are very vocal in the way you see things and your views, and I can appreciate that, and you have every right to do it. But if you're looking for a job in any kind of government, you know, whether it's law enforcement, prison, you know, corrections, whatever, they're going to look at every single damn thing you've ever posted or, you know, put online. And if your views are whacked out or if they're very aggressive one way or the other, it can jeopardize your future in a certain career line. So I'm just going to give you a little life coaching here that you might want to look at what you're posting and what you're saying, because it does make a huge difference. When I used to hire people for my company, I looked at their social media. I wanted to see what I was hiring, and people are going to be real on social media those days, you know, or these days, excuse me, you know. So I mean, it does make a difference. So it's just kind of a little bit of a, you know, caution flag for you out there. Just gonna say it.
No, I appreciate that. No, I understand that aspect of it. See, one thing I'll tell you, see, you know, a lot of people are made to be workers, 9 to 5, you know, workers. They never take a chance. They'll have something right in front of them that might take a risk, but they don't jump on it. So my thing is this: prior to me, you know, people meeting me on YouTube, mind you, I used to be just like you. I thought women did no wrong. Like I got cheated on, and I'm blaming myself for being cheated on. You know, on every relationship. I was the guy, like, if anybody says anything about women, I'm like, oh my God, you're such a bad, terrible man, and blah, blah, blah. But then after actually like realizing, you know, researching and understanding the male point of view, that's the reason why my thoughts changed. So I just need you to understand what you get from me. Okay, I'm just saying what you get from me is just me with experience. Because prior to me having experience, like I was completely different mindset. So I think you caught me on here, and you only caught the bad conversations, but you never caught the conversations of me bashing men that are abusive to women, do women wrong, all these different things. You never caught one of those. If you did, you would understand that I do more good than bad.
I can appreciate that, and let me tell you something. I don't have the women can do no wrong attitude. You may think I do from some of the things I've said, but like going along your point just now, I've been married 30 years. Trust me, women can do a hell of a lot wrong, just as much as men, and men can do a hell of a lot less and a lot more wrong. But in the end, when you have kids, you and your spouse will realize that the kids do all the wrong, and you guys don't do any of it. It's always the kids' fault. So, you know, I don't have that kind of attitude, and I don't think that women can do everything perfectly. Women are just as flawed as men, and I don't think everyone. I think respect goes a long way in both areas, and that is, I think, something that's very much lost. You know, we live in a society where you can say whatever you want, and the whole world can hear you, and you know, people talk a lot of shit, and that stuff. When you shut the camera off, you're still at home with that person. It doesn't always work out okay because it's entertainment.
Yep.
You know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, people don't understand. Yeah, people don't understand that. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, you know, bottom line is, you know, a lot of stuff that you know you think we disagree on, we actually agree on.
Oh, I know.
I think the biggest issue. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue, what you took yesterday was more of like, let's talk about this, okay? Women, like, can we both agree that women are going to date for financial, like, not I want to say necessarily first, but if they, okay, for example, if your daughter says, hey, what should I look for in a man? I'm pretty sure you're going to tell her, like, you know, make sure he has a career job or something, you know, to fall back on.
Okay, well, okay. Let me say this. If she came to me and said, Dad, there's this guy I want to date, and here's what he's doing, I would be thoroughly surprised because she's gay. But if she wasn't gay, I would probably say, you know, I'd say, you know, what does he do? I mean, she's 21. I'd say, what does he do? Where'd you meet him? Stuff like that. I mean, yeah, look, at 21, I didn't know what I wanted to do either. It isn't so much that they need to have their career chosen because careers change. It's a matter of, look, does he have a job? Is he at least going to school for some basic stuff? And he's moving forward with his life versus just sitting on the couch playing Xbox. That makes a difference. He doesn't have to know his career right now. So, you know, and that to me is ambition, meaning you want to improve yourself and create a better life for yourself. Just because you don't know exactly what you want doesn't mean you're not ambitious.
How old before, like, you don't allow him to be still making a decision on what to do with the rest of his life?
No, I gotta be honest. How many people really go into what they love to do? Usually, parents destroy dreams of kids, saying you can't be an artist, you can't be an actress, you can't be a singer because you need to make money. So a lot of times, parents kill those dreams. Um, but like my son always wanted to be in law school and always wanted to be a lawyer. He wanted to be a constitutional lawyer, and I told him he's an idiot because you don't argue in front of the Supreme Court and make money. What you do is you make money as a defense or corporate attorney. You make enough where then you can go on to the type of law you want to learn because you're not going to make any money as a constitutional lawyer. And he researched it and he realized I was right. So, but then he got a job at a bank, became a financial advisor, and now realizes that they'll pay for his law school if he works for them for 5 years after he gets his degree, after he passes the bar. So now things are changing. He's like, maybe it's more corporate law. People change over time. It's not a matter of exactly what you want. It's more a matter of that you want more and you're willing to go to get more no matter what it is. And eventually you find a passion. If you don't have one, most people don't have a passion right up front. And you start directing yourself that way, or maybe your passion becomes a hobby where you're a banker, but yet you love playing the guitar and drums, so you have a band on the side, and then sometimes shit happens, whatever. I mean, it's not, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that's what comes with, you're not young. So I'm going to say this again, but that's the one thing I will tell my kids, being my age and their age, is that sometimes you find out what you really love to do later on. So you got to make do and find a good career that will pay everything like you're talking about for your family until you find your passion. It's just
I
the way
get,
life works.
I get, and I get that, but ultimately, that's the reason why you have a lot of women out here looking like out here bad because of that thought process. Because you got to remember, back in the day, like we used to be more women were more sensible, so you had more women happy. You have had less women single with kids, in a bad financial situation like you have now compared to 20 years ago because you didn't have the society telling women like feminists more so feminist movement what it stands for now telling women men are bad, men are terrible to the point that women don't want to rely on men anymore, and that's just a bad thing because of the fact you have a lot of men who relied on a woman wanting. Okay, for example, requirements. If women told guys that you cannot have sex with us unless you make $50,000 a year, you're gonna have way more people making $50,000 a year with a legitimate job than you have people being dreamers, like making 15, 20,000 a year, playing video
Okay.
games all day and going to work McDonald's part time. But because women took away those requirements to where women are literally like allowing themselves to be with guys that are like freaking chasing to be a band, part of a band or whatever, and like not do anything. That's the reason why you have so much chaos and you have so much in regards to like women and men not being happy with each other. Like I was talking to a woman yesterday, and she's talking about how all the dudes that she has an opportunity to talk to are trying to send D pictures, and freaking, they're broke and they're bad. But I'm like, it's a lot of good men out here, but it's really turning because the men that are out here thinking that they could date a woman and putting themselves out here, they're not qualified.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, that if my son came to me, well, any of my kids, and said, okay, my sons, I got two sons, and said, hey, this girl, I'm looking to date this girl, and we went on a first date, and she told me, well, look, she's not going to really get serious about any guy who isn't making 50 or 100 grand a year. I'd say find a girl that wants you to make 500 grand a year. I'd say, you don't, it doesn't, it's stupid. It's just, that is an immature way of saying, I
Thanks.
want security and I want to have a family and be a, that kind of stuff is great, but to put a number on it, 50 grand isn't anything. You can make 50 grand working at Arby's part time. I mean, 50 grand
In
doesn't,
California, in
yeah, well,
California, you got to remember,
yeah,
in
in
most of
California.
the country, it's $11 an hour in most of the country.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. But my point being that, you know, I mean, I would, if
The
my,
pizza.
if I saw
Oh,
a
I
girl
thought
like
you was
that,
DoorDash.
if my
Oh,
son came, if my son came home with a girl that said that to me or said that out loud, I would look at her and say, why do you need a man to do that for? You just go out and do yourself, and you can have fun with a guy and not have to worry about if he's securing for you, because you never know what's going to happen in life. And maybe he gets into a car wreck. Maybe he ends up being an idiot and you got to drop him, or he goes away. You're still going to make a living on your own. So why worry about what he's going to do? You do what you got to do for you, and find someone that, money, everyone can make money. It's not the money that's hard. It's being able to live with somebody. It's being able to connect with somebody. Money is not hard to make if you have half a brain. I'm just gonna be blunt. I mean, it's just not hard to make. So it's you do
Okay,
something, you
so
get
so
paid. If
let's
somebody
let's
does
give
a lot
let's
of
give
money, you get
going
paid
to
a
give
lot.
us going to give us going to give us an example right now. Then going
Of,
to
of what? Example of what exactly?
thirty. I gotta make saying like make it happen. And don't think California. Think the rest of the country. Because remember, the rest of the country, unless you're in a big major city, you're only making $11 an hour. Okay, 11,
Okay.
$10 an hour now at McDonald's and such. So how do a man, um, you know, do what he needs to do? What would you recommend he does?
Like, okay, you broke up again. So, what advice would I give my son if he wanted to start making some good money? Is that what you're like?
Yeah,
I said, you broke up.
yeah. Pretty much, he's starting his life over. What do you tell him to?
I tell him
Yeah,
first off, you need to
what
make.
would you tell him? What would you tell him to do?
Okay, first with my kids, the way, and my kids are, the kids these days, I would say look online for some sort of work, the telejobs that are home, because they can do sometimes 2 or 3 of those in a day and end up making 150 grand at home, doing, whether it's, most of my sons know how to program computers. They did it when they were growing up. So, they can do some freelance programming, do some freelance stuff, because they grew up with me owning my own business. So they're used to not having a strict, they didn't grow up with their parents being a 9 to 5 kind of family. I could make it to school things. We can go on vacations, and I'd sometimes be gone on weekends. It's just the way business was. So they're used to that. So I would say find something that's freelance to get your money. There's so many, not gig as in driving like what you're doing, or what I used to do, kind of gig stuff, but there's plenty of freelance programming stuff. There's plenty of freelance corporate work these days. Start making some money so you can start paying your bills. And once that's steady and good, then you can start thinking, okay, well, I want to go back to school to do this or do that. There's finding your passion, but you need to pay your bills first. It's just a reality of life. So that's what I would tell them
Yep,
first is go.
go ahead. I agree.
Yeah. So that's what I would tell them. And when they couldn't find their passion, I would just, I mean, that would be hard for me to really believe that, because I know my kids and I know what they like to do. So, for me to say, for them to look at me and say I have no passions for anything, I don't believe that. So, that would be a non-factor for my kids, and for most kids and parents. I think if parents are involved in their kids' lives, they know what they like to do. You want to be an actor, you want to be a singer, go to auditions, go do your stuff. Just make sure you find a career or something, a job to pay the bills while you're going to do your passion stuff.
Okay.
That's the way.
So let me. And by the way, whenever you got to get ready to go, just let me know. It's all good. But I was gonna tell you. Okay. So let me give you a little, because I think we're coming from two different upbringings. Okay, and that makes a difference, big difference. You know how like when I used to be a racist to my own people, like I used to be,
Yeah.
self-hating black man. It was because I forgot where I came from, literally, because I came from the struggle that majority of Black Americans in this country come from. Okay, our circumstance is not like yours. Okay, and it ain't about you being white, but I'm talking about not having that struggle story. A lot of you guys, white guys, have a struggle story, but at the same time, it's different levels to it because of the fact of the environment you're raised in. So let me just tell you this, okay? When I changed my way, my thoughts on women, it was more so when I was 20, let's say 4 years old. Because prior to 24, actually, let's say 22. Prior to 22, I worked a regular job. I was, trying to get a career through education. Of course, I dropped out of college at 21 because I took a different path. But you know, I didn't have anybody to really copy after who was productive, successful. Everybody in my life was literally a degenerate. Everybody, like my mom to to stepdad who was there, my dad who blew his brains out, but because of a deal went wrong. You have freaking, my aunt, my one aunt was successful. She was a registered nurse in Ohio. She made a registered nurse there was making like 60, 70 a year. She was what I called success. I have nobody else to look at. So, I didn't know the difference from a liability and an asset until I moved to Nevada and when I was like 26. But here's the thing, long story short, you have a lot of people that have come from that to where, getting $15, $20 an hour is a dream. Like right now, it's a dream for people because a lot of people are making $10 to $11 an hour. So you got to understand when you grow up with that mentality and it wears on you to where I'm talking about 10 years into your adult life and that's all you know, it's kind of hard to change. And a lot of the behavior that I engage in is based on my experience in life around these people. But a lot of people don't understand that, especially people in California, because you guys are so out. You guys are utopia here. You guys are so away from far from reality of most people. You don't even realize it. Like when you make it seem like it's so easy to wake up and go get a career when a
No,
lot of people are just dumb. I mean,
I
I'm
don't know.
honestly people hate it when I say I'm dumb, but literally, I'm not book smart, but I'm smart if somebody taught me how to do something. Like if I had somebody one on one teach me how to do something, I'll be a beast. Everything that I had somebody train and teach me to do, I killed. I was great. But then, of course, they end up not paying me when it's all said and done. But when it comes to me opening a book or me going into a classroom and learning something, it's hard to do that. But I'm
Okay,
the hardest worker most people know. So
let
you
me let me.
understand how?
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
understand.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Dennis. What is something you are? I mean, not YouTube. I'm talking about when you were younger. What were some of your passions that you wanted to be? Like, did you want to be a lawyer at one point? Did you want to be, what? I don't know. I mean, what did you want to be?
I'll tell you now. What at the time when I was in elementary school, in middle school, I wanted to be engineer. So I didn't even know it was engineering, but I wanted to pretty much. I used to get those steel tech things that my grandparents bought me, and you put together like these bots, whatever, and they're motorized and everything. That was my dream. I wanted to do that at one point, but then when I got to high school, then I started playing basketball. Now I want to be big in basketball, which was a
Oh,
stupid dream at the time to
eh,
have. But then after that, I got into event coordinating to where I'm great at that. Still to this day, great at putting together events and shows or birthday parties. I go like that's something that's big out here in California. That's the lane. But of course, you gotta
okay.
have connections. But that was a dream at one point. But then after washing out from that because of a nightclub deal that went wrong, whatever,
I
not
heard
getting
about
paid,
that.
I
I saw
moved to Las Vegas and I had no dream, no nothing. I'm like lost. But then I started getting into politics, realizing being lied to by Democrats and the fact that my
that.
circumstance
Okay.
of putting myself as a victim, blaming everybody for me blowing through my $1 million inheritance is my fault.
All
At
right.
that
So,
point, now I want to be a lawyer. And
okay.
and I didn't pursue that because I feel like I'm not articulate enough. My communication skills bad, and I can't remember half of the stuff I learned the day before. So
Okay.
now I'm like,
You know what I do for a
that's
living
it.
now, right? Do you know what I do
Go
for a living
for it.
now? Do you know what I do for a living now? I mean, I don't. People know because it seems to be I'm the one that served Eli at his door. I'm the one that knocked and served him the lawsuit paperwork. I own my own legal
Okay.
services business now. I'm a process server. Okay, so I'm in court a lot, for stuff in courtroom. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of illiterate, dumb fucking ass people that are lawyers. So I don't want to hear anyone tell me that they can't talk well enough to be a lawyer. 95% of the lawyers that I've seen in California in the last 5 years are just dumbass people. I mean, it's as simple as that. And that's just my opinion. But I can tell you the one thing. Okay, Dennis, I'm going to pretend you're my son. Okay. If you were my
Yep.
son and you spoke to me exactly the way you just did, I would say the one thing you are lacking to be successful in anything you want to do is that you are like a fly buzzing around everywhere.
Yep.
You do not focus on one thing seemingly enough to give it a chance to work. Look, you
Yep.
want to be an event coordinator? There's tons of events out there. I mean, I saw that stream that you did on the club and stuff like that. And plenty of people have started in the basements, doing shit things, shit um, representations of what they want to do, and it builds up over time. Just like an artist, their music sucks at first and they get better. You are driving around all day. You should be going to every hotel, every wedding planning place. You may not want to do weddings. You may not want to work in event planning for a Hilton or whatever, but you get your foot in the door to start learning how the big boys do it so that you can find out how they do it wrong so you can know what kind of place you want to be. But while you're doing it, you're earning money. Whether it's good or bad money, you're earning money, you're gaining experience, You're gaining connections, which is more important than money. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That is just the way business is. And you start building up your experience level, because look, you work 5 years at the the local LA Hilton in their events area, and all you say is that you were in charge, you were the assistant to with the wedding events, and what you really were was a gopher for the wedding event planner. Doesn't matter. People don't know that. You were the assistant for wedding planning. So they're like, oh, Dennis has a lot of experience in wedding planning. And you do, you just don't have the title. And then you move on to a different place and you start building up your resume. Because it's not a resume to get a better job. It's a resume to show your experience, which is all people want to see. That's all they want to see is your experience. That's how you get a better job. That's how you get clients to trust you in your own business, is that you've been doing it for a long time. The problem you are having, from what I can see from the outside, is you are jumping around like a jelly bean and you're not focused. You find people who are successful at day trading, for example. They focus on that shit 24/7. You talked about, the sports betting. The problem is, from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, you did it almost full-time, but part-time. Well, part-time is a hobby. Part-time is not a full career. I would have loved to have been a professional poker player in Vegas. I think every guy my age always wanted to do that or whatever. But the only way I could have done it is if I took all my savings and went to Vegas and then sat down and either did it till I won, or I lost everything, or I got a job to keep me sustained so I can still play on the week. It was focusing on your passion, on your craft, basically. And you're focused on finding a new craft. And that's why you're jumping around. You're not focused on the craft of whatever it is.
I'm gonna throw some truth out here. I kind of lied to the people. I didn't tell them, okay, let me tell some truth, because I appreciate this. You gotta remember, when I said earlier, people that are actually engaging enough to have conversations with, this is what I mean. You came in, we started off like at each other's neck for the most part. Now it's like productive. Let me be honest with you, okay? The reason why I'm mad, okay, because I have ADHD, okay? I'm bipolar. So the way my life has to work is I have to have consistency. If I get out of position by like 5 minutes, like if I'm 10 minutes late to do something because of something out of my control, I'm going to ruin my whole day. I'm just OCD when it comes to that. So like my life, when I flip flop from doing one thing and then the next week I'm doing something else, it causes me to like literally like just break down. So what's happening right now is I was doing DoorDash. I think it was on Monday, maybe. I was doing DoorDash or Tuesday, and I got 3 deliveries in like 9 hours. Okay. But remember, that's part of the journey, because I got to become a top dasher. I'm going to become a top dasher within, 10 days. It's going to, because I'll be able to get the deliveries and I'll be good. And then I can dash anytime and I can grind it out. The whole plan was for me to work 83 days before I go back to Wilmington for 10 hours a day. That way I go to Wilmington with a minimum of $18,000. That's the goal. But I messed up, because instead of me on Monday, because I was having a conversation with a bunch of people on my YouTube channel, it distracted me to the point that made me angry, because I wasted 8 hours or 6 or whatever hours on live, not being productive. And it made me tired the next morning. And it threw me off rhythm to where now the next morning I get up to do DoorDash, and it was so trash that I literally just gave up and said, you know what, I'm going to take this 550 I got and put it in my sportsbook account, which is what I did. And I was able, within a half an hour, and I sent it to a couple people on my channel, I made $1,200 in 2 hours or in half an hour. But then instead of just stopping and saying this is a blessing, now let me do DoorDash and take my time now because it ain't that big of a rush, I decided to go for more. And I worked the money up to $2,400. But then what happened was my mind changed. Instead of me doing a DoorDash plan like I had originally planned, I decided to start sports betting for freaking 2 to 3 days for the most part. I started sports betting, and I ended up wasting 3 days. I didn't make no more than what I made in that first day. So now I'm back doing DoorDash because I found myself into a trap of where I was going to be doing sports betting every day. There's nothing really to bet on but esports. And I would have been sitting there all day making no money. But I said, F this, I'm done. I'm going to get back to DoorDash. But I'm frustrated because now I'm still 8 days away from being a top dasher. Yes, I made money every day that would justify what I did. But in the big scheme of things, I'd rather have been closer to top dasher, which is going to allow me to make $15,000 to $2,000 a week guaranteed instead of the up and downs emotionally, which is bad for somebody with bipolar to have with sports betting. And it's different when I'm doing NFL, NBA, college, because that's actually based on stats. I'm good. But when it comes to like esports and unpredictable, WNBA chicks, they're throwing the ball over the hoop, they can't make a layup. It causes my emotional or my mental to go crazy. That's the reason why I'm frustrated right now.
I get it. Okay. Let me stop you for a minute, okay? The reason you wanted to make the money to go back to Wilmington is for what reason exactly? Your son, correct?
No, it's more so for me to have a cushion to where like my son never sees me struggle. Cause I'll have enough money to go into a business. That's why.
Okay. So basically, again, it's your. I'm going to give you some real talk here, and you're probably going to cut me off because actually no, you like a fight, so you'll keep me on. But I'm gonna be real.
No, keep going.
I'm gonna be real blunt with you here, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
You said your son, that your son doesn't, see you struggle, or that I'm assuming. I'm just gonna put it down to you want to provide a good life for your son. That's what I'm assuming. The end goal of all of you moving back, making money, is so that you can be with your son and make good money and spend time with them. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's more spending time, not provide, because his mom already is handling that, so I'm not going to take that away from her.
Well, you have been saying a lot about what a man should be, and the truth is, you should want to provide more than his mom does because you're the man. Just going to put it bluntly. That's the way.
I still provide everything he has and needs right now. Like he's good. I'm talking about like he lives with his mom and everything. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna. Hey, look, my kids have all had the ADHD, the Adderall. I've been on it. I was the generation of drugs, meaning they put me on shit when I was 12 and haven't been off of it since because my body's used to it. And if I try to get off, I go nuts. So, yeah, I understand the drug thing. I understand the therapy and the bipolar and all this kind of stuff. I understand it. Okay. But I'm going to be real blunt. You have chosen, don't get mad. You've chosen the e-gambling. You've chosen the sports. You have chosen the betting. You have chosen the everything over your son. And I'm saying that because if your son was your focus, then you would sit there and have a picture of him sitting on your motorcycle little thing right there or on your dashboard next to your speedometer. And every time you wanted to make a mistake, you would look at him, look at that picture and say, I don't know what his name is, Dennis Jr. Oh, Dennis Jr., I guess. Little Dennis. This is what I'm thinking about doing. What would you say to me right now? Call yourself crazy for talking to him in a picture, but whatever. And he would be like, Dad, is that really what you should be doing? You're right, kid. You're right. And then you go focus on what you need to focus on.
Well, let me make some. I gotta make it click. I don't know if you know. I'm not gonna go into the story for the millionth time, but just a heads up.
Yeah.
I didn't have my son for 9 years. Not my fault. I was denied. I fought. I wasn't able to get. So 9 years I didn't have him. Out of nowhere, the mother, because she found God, decided to, hey, you want to see your son? Out of nowhere, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in town too. Let me see him. I see him, and then I fought another 6 months to see him again. And finally, I just lied and said, hey, I'm in Wilmington. I'm working for the weekend. So what happened was I moved to Wilmington without, just to hear me out. I moved to Wilmington without any plan, no nothing. I gave up the career that I had originally in Vegas for my daughter, who's not biologically mine, but I chose to, still, be a dad to her and my son. And the thing is, Wilmington is not a place you just go and say F it. So mind you, the mom moved there because she has a career. She's there for her career, not because of me making money and be with my son. So you got to remember, it's different dynamic. I didn't have what you had, which is, you made kids with one woman and she didn't deny you rights. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different.
Right. No, you're right. But I'm gonna again bring this back to make it very simple for you. The one thing that would solve your custody issues, the one thing that would solve whether or not you see your son more, and all these other things is one thing, and that's money. Money will get you a lawyer. A lawyer will get you your rights back, or whatever rights you need to have now.
No, I have the rights. I have the rights now. That's another thing I want you to remember. I can see my son anytime. The problem is money. And mind you, sports betting saved my life out here. If I didn't sports bet, remember, cost of living in California is half or is double what it is in Wilmington. So that's the reason why I'm going back. So understand, I make enough money.
Look, it's okay. It's okay if you can have discipline. Dennis. Discipline when it comes to gambling. You go, you have $500 for the weekend in Vegas. You do the $500, win or lose. In the end, you're done. That's great. The problem you have is you don't have discipline at it. You've admitted it. It's obvious, and that's fine.
Yep.
A lot of men are like that. I'm like that when it comes to poker, but for blackjack, I can walk away. I don't know why. It just is what it is. But you don't have the discipline. You don't have the focus, and those are the two things you need to focus. You need to put your energy towards, because those are the two things that no matter what you're doing will help you be successful. You don't have those. Why don't you have those? And I'm going to be blunt. Because you have excuses left and right. You can buy your own bullshit, or you can man up and say, this is all fucking bullshit. I'm selling all this shit I don't need. I'm going to simplify my life. This is what I'm going to do DoorDash right now, an Uber or whatever the gig you're doing to make money. But in every spare moment, I am contacting planning companies, hotels, wedding planning. You're young still. I mean, you're going to do the DoorDash on your off days. And when your days you're working at the party planning or whatever you're doing, getting your experience, you start working at that. Work 15, 16, 17 hours a day, doing the one thing you love plus the thing to make money. You focus on that. And if you just put your head down, stop buying your own bullshit, stop buying your own excuses, stop wasting the money you don't have, because you're undisciplined and unfocused. And this is not being mean. This is, I hate to use words that Eli uses, but it's the same English language. This is real commitment. This is real talk. And if you don't want to do that, then you're going to keep on buying your own bullshit. Your medical things are an excuse. That's all they are. I understand what you have, because my one of my kids has them. Has the same thing. He's bipolar and all this kind of stuff too. I understand it. And I have to look at him, or when he calls me half the time, and I'm like, where are you going? I'm going to work. Focus on your work. Stop thinking about all those other shit. Call me at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, he worked so much that he forgot about his own bullshit. You're the only one stopping yourself from doing exactly what you want. It's not money. It's not the white man. It's not your baby mama. It's not all this other stuff that you say. It's not your ADD. It is you. It is you being unfocused and undisciplined. That is all it is. You can focus on those two things. Honestly, do you go to the gym? Have a routine of something you do for you. Go to the gym every morning, 5 a.m. Get it to be a routine. You can hate it all you fucking want. Just go every day. Do one thing for you every day, whether it be at the gym. You're going to read a business biography. Do you know who the owner of BET was? Who started BET? Do you know his story? I mean, you talk about your racial changes, that you're going to focus on Black history and Black. Do you know a lot of financially successful Black leaders that are still alive doing stuff? Do you know their story? Do you know how they started? They started from nothing. No one gave them anything. But yet they're billionaires.
Hold on, real quick. Not to cut you off. I gotta cut you off for a second. I need you to understand, because I allowed you to do that monologue. My question is, because I know you said you were trying to get your situation together. I'm assuming higher level. Like, I understand. I don't come on YouTube crying and complaining and talking about I need anybody for anything. I don't ask for donations. I don't have to GoFundMe. So, I mean, you got to understand, me being honest and telling you what's going on does not mean that I need help. So I get what you're trying to do, but you got to understand, my son, I just need you to understand this, okay? The reason why I'm in this situation is honestly because of the fact, my YouTube started popping off to where I was making good money. Everything was going good. And I chose, because of a lot of stuff that was going on in Wilmington, that I chose to come to California. I met somebody thinking I could come here, build a little bit, then go back with her and things would be great, but it didn't work out that way. That's all that happens. It was a mistake in regards to life choice, but in regards to me and making it and all this and that, I get what you're saying. I don't remember, I promise you, every single, and I know I sound egotistical because I don't have nothing to show for it, but every single thing that I put my foot on and I started doing, I was able to do it at an elite level. You just got to understand. Once again, when I tell you I'm dumb, I'm dumb. But prior to YouTube, everything I did was based off of somebody owning a company, me going into their company. That's pretty much what I do. Make it better, turn a profit times 300, and then the person's time to get paid. And then now they don't pay. And if they were paying, they stop and say, I don't need you no more, because I'm the guy that would do it with a hope and a dream that you're going to pay me instead of a contract. So understand, Like
That's
that was
fine.
that. And then when YouTube popped off for me, I did YouTube. YouTube was great. It was just I had a mental breakdown, literally, to where I just stopped doing it because I had issues going on with. And I'll be candid because you don't notice. I was coaching my son's team, and I had this white racist cop who wanted to be the coach, and this was like racism, but of course I didn't call it racism. I just called it the guy being ignorant. But literally, he was belittling me in front of my son to the point that my son's mom took his side over mine at first, and then by the time like a week later, when she realized he was wrong, all the parents realized he was wrong because he was like just they all decided to now have my back. But by then, I stopped doing YouTube because I was so frustrated because I had that going on with people bashing me in the comments, and I just ran away from YouTube. So that dipped on me. But I'm just telling you, I was literally on track to doing. I was working with DoorDash 70, 80 hours a week, and I was doing YouTube, and I had my son every day because the goal was to save enough money so I can do event coordinating, planning, and do a bunch of different other things in Wilmington that would be, going into the entrepreneur bag instead of going into the nine
Okay,
to five work
I
at.
got it. No, I got
Okay.
then. Look, first off, I was telling you the way it was because you asked me, and that's what I saw from talking with you now. And I've seen you. Obviously, I'm in some of your chats, and I've seen you and your focus capabilities, I guess, or inabilities. I mean, I
Yep.
get it. Trust me, I get
Absolutely.
it. So, but the point is that the one thing you're really good at is you're good at talking. There's no doubt about that. You talk a lot. Honestly, good. You talk a lot, which is fine. I mean, I don't find you offensive. Everyone says things we don't like. The
Yeah.
problem that you are, you in that little thing, that little speech you just gave me just now, all I heard, a lot of it was a lot, again, of excuses. A lot of, reasons
I
or
know, but what?
excuses
But
that we
what?
don't
What?
like.
No,
That's
no,
all
just
reason.
say, Jimmy, like be more direct than what excuse did I make when I'm literally just say what excuse. Because remember, I'm not blaming nobody for any of my choices. I'm telling you what happened. So
If
remember,
you
if I came over here like, oh my God, poor me, I'm broke, and I'm struggling, I gotta go do this. No, then that'd be excuses. I've never made excuse because I'm not blaming nobody. I'm telling you what happened to that
okay,
situation. When they
all
say,
right.
why did you do a club and not get paid? I tell them what happened, but that's not excuses. It's just what happened.
Gotcha. Now it's okay, Dennis, to make mistakes. We all fucking do it all the time. The problem comes when you make the same mistake over and over again. If you've been screwed a
Yep.
couple of times by club owners or event things, and it's the same fucking thing that keeps on happening, the problem isn't them. The problem's you because you're not learning from your mistakes. If that's
No,
the
I
issue,
can't. You can't. You
if
can't. No, but the thing is, the last club. Once again, I was. This is what I mean. You don't know the story. I bought in. I was a part owner, not on paper, but a part owner. I was getting my money. The problem was COVID, and they shut down the clubs in Ohio. Every single bar had to shut
okay,
down until they opened. Like 5 months later, and by then it was over because they only allowed us to reopen at 30% capacity, which is impossible for a nightclub. So I
I
lost that bar because of that.
I
That was the
I had a
first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had to sell my business after 25 years because of COVID. So I get it. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
was the,
saying. That's
so I
why.
understand. But
But
you know
that's
what I
why.
did?
That's not
Okay,
an excuse. That's COVID though.
I know. You know what I did during COVID? I mean, for the first year, I sat back and did nothing because I had a lot of money from selling my business, and the kids were all home and they were doing school online, so that was a whole different thing. But after a while, when the world realized it wasn't starting up another, next year, it wasn't just reopening, I found a new career and I got into the great industry of mortgages. Well, I mean, shit, there was no one working, so they couldn't get homes. And then rates went up to 8%. It was a fucking disaster. And I sat back thinking, oh, I thought COVID was going to end. So I thought I'd be good. Did it work? No. Want to know why? Because I was 51 years old. No one wanted to hire a 50-year-old intern. I went to them and said, hey, I'll work for free. I don't need the money to pay my bills. I got plenty of money for that. I want to learn. They didn't want to, people half my age didn't want to teach me. So I said, fine, fuck you. I went and learned on my own. And then I realized I don't like it at all. I didn't like it. I didn't like the banking industry anymore, which was what I was in before, the financial stuff. I didn't like it. So I said, fuck this. And so I started doing something else until I found something else. And I had a little bit of luxury from selling my other business, and that's just the way it was. I earned that, so it's okay. But the point is, I didn't. And then I found something I liked, which is what I do now. But the point is that I don't know what you're working towards. You said you like that party planning. Why did it stop? Why aren't you out there still trying to do it?
Because you got to remember. Okay, so this is what I mean by like when prior to getting that nightclub, being a part owner, okay, I was doing the event coordinating, planning for different individuals. But of course, in Youngstown, doesn't really pay that much. Las Vegas, I just gave it up when I lived there. But here's the thing: before the nightclub like shut down, I think it was 20 or 21, whatever. Okay, I put all my money into that. So you gotta remember, prior to that club situation with COVID, we didn't know it was gonna be shut down all the clubs out of nowhere. But then the guy didn't pay me my deposit back. He didn't give me none of my money back. That's the reason why I said I got burnt. But I didn't have any money to upstart back into the event coordinating and planning because I used to use my own money capital to put the events on and then charge admission at the door. I wasn't really doing like the weddings. I'll be your wedding planner, whatever. I was more so doing. I put the events together with my own money, and then people come. I earn the money from the door. So what I did, because remember everything was shut down in regards to entertainment, whatever such. So I decided to start doing Uber and Lyft. Like I don't care about freaking coronavirus, and that's what I did for like 2 years, and then I moved to Wilmington because that's when a year in the Ohio, I got my son access to my son finally. So I moved to Wilmington with no plan other than I'll wait till COVID's over, and then I'll either get into event coordinating, try to get into a bar and buy in, or do something such as that. But I didn't know Wilmington is a racist place now, to where most of the bars are owned by white men, and they don't. There's no black bars there. Okay, for the most part. So you got to be
you know
white.
what? Then it's a perfect opportunity for a black man to start a black bar if there's no black bars around there. Black clubs.
No, it takes it takes money.
It's an opportunity.
No, it ain't an opportunity because you got to remember they only have a certain amount of liquor licenses in Wilmington, and once again, you have to have the money to buy a liquor license and a building off somebody, and nobody's gonna give me a building on credit or on lease.
Okay,
that's the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'm speaking out of turn because yes, I know you assumed I'm a white guy. I am a white guy. You know, revealed. Okay, but and maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but I'll tell you one thing I've learned in 25 years of being in business and the financial stuff that I was doing in retail is that the only color that most racists or anti-Semites or born-again Christians or agnostics care about in their business owners is fucking green. That's it. So if you find a way to make enough money, the head of the KKK will rent you out his place if he's going to make more from you and black people than he would white people. They don't care. They care about green. You have a lot of reasons why you can't do things. The question I have for you is, what are you doing every day to make yourself better? And I don't mean going out there and doing, DoorDash to make money. Are you, you're on the lives a lot. You do a lot of videos. It's fun to watch. I enjoy it because I'm driving all day. So I listen to people all day. But every morning I start off, I have to go to the gym every day. But every morning, and I don't just do a treadmill and I work out. What are you listening to every day to get your mind right at the start of the day so that you won't be distracted, so you will have the discipline from the beginning of the day? What are you doing? If the first thing you do is get on your phone and look at all your likes or views or comments, you're setting yourself up for failure. The first thing you should be doing is getting your fucking mind right. You want to watch somebody? Go online and watch David Goggins, some of his videos, and watch where he says that real men don't say shit. They don't talk about what their plans are. They don't talk about what's bothering them. They don't talk about anything. They just go out there and fucking work. And if they fail, you never know because they keep on fucking trying. You have to stop doing the videos. I'm not saying not all the videos, but I mean, stop worrying about the stuff that is not getting your mind right. The only problem with your success is your discipline in your mind. That's it. And if you don't focus on that, then you deserve everything you get. If you do, then if you work long enough, you're going to get it.
Here's the thing, okay? I get everything you're saying. I get it all. But what you're not, once again, what you're not understanding is, I get it, Tony Goggins, all those people, those motivational coaches, you do realize what you said not to do, they were doing before they became popping on YouTube. They're literally like the people, those manosphere people, who literally, if they didn't get rich off of selling people dreams, they would be lame, dating fat chicks.
You don't know who David. If you really believe that, Dennis, you don't know who David Goggins is. Okay.
No, I mean he might be a once in a lifetime guy, but men ain't built. Most men are not built that way. I get it. Like that utopia, waking up motivated. Like, you understand, a lot of men got things going on, and I'm just telling you, like, my goal, and it's back to this goal. My goal is to make $18,000 to go back to Wilmington so I can get back into business. And that's the thing. That's my goal, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna achieve that. The problem is just once again when I come on this YouTube channel and every day, and I like what you did. We talked, but every single day I got people trying to tell me what I need to do, when in reality, nobody's paying my bills on this channel. I'm not
So
making money
what?
from YouTube really.
So
I'm
what
not
do
like I don't need to
you?
be
Okay,
lectured on what to do in life when
look at.
in life I never needed anybody's
All right,
assistance or
you
help
want
other than me moving to California with my,
to? Okay,
with Cali girl.
you want a plan? Okay,
Uh,
I'll give you a plan.
oh,
Dennis, how much do you make per hour on average per
you said what was
every?
that? Oh yeah. That
Okay,
doesn't, I'm
Dennis,
sorry
how
about this.
much do
Some
you
kind
make if you work an average over a month? You work an average of 8 hours a day. Well, just for example, how much do you make on average every hour for a month? How much do you make?
of
Do you know your numbers? How much do you make?
you're talking about like with rideshare, or talking about with YouTube and everything. Like
I don't give a fuck if you're pimping yourself out. How much do you make on average per hour in a month? Like for a month. I don't care what you do during that month. Average, not a once in a lifetime, esports bet,
nah,
but
we're probably we I can't. Serious thing. I can't base it on per month. But if we do base it on per month, on average, it'll probably be maybe $10 to $15 an hour. But if you base it on a whole year, then it's going to be about 20 to 25 on average. Because for the year total, it would average out to about a little bit more than 20 to 25. Because half of the days I don't do what you would consider be work. But I'm trying to change that. Yeah, remember before I came to California, I was a different person. Literally, like people came to my YouTube channel because I worked on something like 12 hours every single day minimum. I got up with a positive mindset every single day. Like my mind changed when I came to California, which is why I'm trying to leave California to get back to that grind, that hustle mentality. But you got to understand what you're saying right now. I get it. Like, but like you won't be saying that when I'm back in Wilmington working like on something great. Like YouTube was an accomplishment
Dennis,
that was actually
it doesn't matter what you're doing. Meaning, if you're in Wilmington doing a club or party planning in LA or Uber or whatever, that's not the point. Isn't what you're doing, Dennis. The point is how you are doing it. If you're going to be unfocused and undisciplined and get off track very quickly and not be able to stay on track and have your mind right, it doesn't make a fucking difference what you do. You can be doing party planning for Kardashians. In a month, you're going to fuck it up if you're not disciplined and focused. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. That's kind of my point, is like, I know how much I make per hour. I know how much I'm going to make per day. I have a plan to do it every day because I need to make this much per month and this and this and this. That's why I'm asking you, do you know your numbers? If you don't know your
I
numbers,
don't
then you have no plan.
no, that's the okay. Okay,
If you
look.
don't have them, you might have them. I
Like
don't know.
right, but okay, I'm saying no, no, I'm saying is prior. Once again, I'm trying to get you to understand. Prior to COVID, like I finally put myself in position to where for 8 months I had consistent money coming in because I had a business. But then COVID happened. Prior to that, I moved from Las Vegas making 80, 90 a year to freaking Youngstown for my daughter and gave up everything because I was trying to save her, even though I didn't have any rights or whatever because she's not biologically mine. So you gotta understand, like I've my whole life I've taken care of myself. I never had
All right.
anybody give me
Dennis,
anything other than the inheritance that I blew through for 3 years. Other than that, my whole life
Dennis,
I've never lived. I'm just saying you got to
I
understand.
know. Listen to me, Dennis, for a second, please. I'm going to treat you like my son. I don't mean to interrupt you, and it sounds worse because we're over a call here, not in front of each other. Look, it. I'm not asking you. I don't. I'll be blunt. I don't care about from what is it 5:45 5:45. Where were you from 3 o'clock before today? Before that, I don't give a shit. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying there's not reasons or excuses or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you're doing from right now, 5:43 forward.
Okay,
The question is, do you have a plan? Do you have numbers? Do you
okay,
know you need to hit these
okay.
goals every day?
Twiggy. This is. I appreciate everything you said, but you got to understand. This is why I said I don't like doing these conversations no more, dude. I'm literally sitting on this bike because I made a choice to buy a bike because I want
Okay.
to get rid of the car because of the
Great.
cost of car insurance and the vehicle because of the fact you got to have a newer vehicle in California. And I didn't have money to buy one. Okay, but mind you, okay. Like right now, I made $5.50 the past hour doing DoorDash. I have to do this so I could dash anytime. Until that point, I gotta grind it out. I don't
Great
want
plan.
to. I don't want to hear. Okay, good.
No, I'm serious. It's a good plan. You
Okay,
have
I
a
don't.
goal.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want to like. It's hard because when I was on the other day and I got people going in about you only made 3 deliveries and 7 hours, whatever. I don't need to hear that right now because I'm motivated and I'm gonna push through and make it happen. But when I got to hear that for 8 hours, just like right now, we've been on here for an hour and a half, and it's been about what I need to fix. I don't need to fix nothing other than I need to get to the position of making. I need to get to the position of having consistency, which you're right, and I've said
Okay.
that a million times. But when it's always me being lectured on here with things that I'm already
Right.
resolving, which is the biggest issue, is going back to Wilmington. Okay, that's what annoys me. No offense to you, but I'm saying that's what
No.
annoys me because imagine if I sat with you and lectured you about what you need to do in your life every day. And it ain't just you; it's everybody every day. And it's like I'm not asking you guys to give me no money,
Okay.
nothing. I'm trying to stick to a goal. My goal
Right.
right now, I'm on this bike. I'm gonna be on here until 1 o'clock a.m. And that's to freaking do DoorDash. Once I become a top dasher, I'm gonna be averaging 20 to 25 hour minimum at the time I'm on the app because I'll have nonstop deliveries. Right now, I have to get to that point. I got 75 more deliveries pretty much I got to do in
Okay.
like 21
Let,
days
let
before
me
I can.
let me end with this. Let me end with this. Okay. I'll end with
Yep, go
this.
for it.
This circles back around exactly to what I said before. If I asked you to sit down and if I replayed exactly what you just said to me and what is the problem with what you just said, you would be like, I don't want to learn anything. I hear this all day long. Da, da, da. You'd still miss the point. The point is you're listening to everybody else and you're not focusing on what you need to do. If you're listening to other people complain to you and try to teach you like you're talking about, which is annoying as hell, I get it. Why don't you listen to the people who have what you want? Listen only to them. Don't listen to anybody else. Fuck everybody else. Get off your live streams for a month. Just do little updates. You can do videos, but don't do the feedback. Stop listening to all these people who are criticizing you for better or worse. Maybe they're trying to help, whatever. It doesn't matter. Get off of all that shit. Fill your mind with the people with the voices that are gonna help you, and stop listening to everybody else. That's the problem. You just said it. I hear this all day long. Well, stop listening to it. You're the one putting
I mean,
yourself out there.
no, but I mean, you got to remember, everything you said is right. And before you came on here, that's what I said. Literally, what you just
Okay,
said. I
perfect.
said I'm done. I said I'm done having people that's going to come on here once again. And by the way, I told you a special live for you. But like you can come on with no face. But I said I'm done with people with no face or people that don't take my channel serious enough to just let me know when they're going to be home, and I'll do it live when they can actually be in front of the camera without the camera shaking around. But the whole point is, I'm tired of talking about negativity every
Cool.
day because the same people come on here negative. Like I'm trying to stay positive, and that's the point. The only reason why we went down this live or this rabbit hole is because I thought we were going to talk about the women, but
I,
then I moved it over because you came and you've been cool. So I shared a little bit about my personal life. But
right.
that's the only reason why we're even
I,
hashing this out right now. Otherwise, I gotta go. I got a
yeah,
plan.
it's
I
fine.
know what I'm
Hey,
gonna do.
I didn't think this was negative. I didn't think this was
No, it was
criticizing
good.
either
This is
way. I
good.
thought this was great, and I have no problem with it. And I don't show my face for one specific reason. I'm ugly as sin, so I don't want to bring that upon other people. So that's why I don't show my face a lot. But I wish you luck. If you need someone to be accountable for too, and say, look, do you think I did this right? Hit me up. I have no problem being straight with you. If I think you were right or wrong, but you may not need that. I needed that when I was younger, someone to be accountable to. You may not need it. So, I wish you luck. I'll be watching your journey from the chat rooms, and I hope it all works out for you and you get back to your son, which is the main focus of everything. It should be is
Yep.
your kid
Yep.
or
Yep,
kids.
2.5 months. 2.5 months, pretty much. Yep, 2.5 months.
Right.
I'm back there, but that's. I appreciate that. Just understand, you're gonna see more positivity because I'm just done with like it ain't like I said. It ain't just you. Understand? This the first time you did this, but like the first time you've been on here. But every day it's always a positive, and then after an hour of happiness, somebody comes on like Dennis. You need to do this with your channel, that with your channel, and I'm not gonna quit YouTube. I get what you're saying though, but I'm not gonna quit
No.
because I know what I can achieve, but it's positive. I gotta just stop allowing people that's gonna lecture me and not just come on here and have a good time, if that
It's
makes
all
sense.
under your control, Dennis. Who you listen to, what you let bother you and stop you is all under your control. It sounds like funny, self-help shit, but it is actually true. So anyway, well, good luck. Be careful out there. And,
Appreciate that.
thanks for the conversation.
Yep, definitely. Appreciate you jumping on, man.
All right. Have a good
Yep.
one. Later,
Have a good
guys.
day. You too.
Bye.
Thanks. Yep. All right. Bye bye. All right, guys. So look, I'm gonna say this, okay? I respect and appreciate him coming on, respectable or being showing respect. He did his thing. But it was bad timing for that to take that turn only because the first 15 minutes of me being on here telling y'all I'm in a bad mood. It was mainly because of my last live, okay? My last live, I literally got lectured for freaking like I don't say the last live before last lectured, and then the last live was me and the people in the chat going in about me not getting deliveries for freaking the 6 hours. Um, it frustrated me to where I didn't want to be on YouTube because I'm just tired of hearing it. So I should have once again, um, like I said, and no, Twiggy, you're good. I have no issues with you. It's just you understand it was bad timing because right now I said that at the beginning I didn't want to be lectured no more because it's just negativity and it ain't gonna help because I got a plan, but I always get off track. And like I said, when I left YouTube the other day, 4 days ago, is because of the fact people like I just lost my motivation because of the fact people were pushing me to do anything but what I wanted to do, which is what you had from me the past few days, which is um, do this DoorDash situation. So I just didn't want to hear it, you know. So I got off YouTube. But in regards to women, I'm kind of off track. Um, I can't really go in on I can't really go in on a women issue right now because I'm kind of like thrown off because I thought we're gonna stay on topic of the women, but I know we moved it more towards my life. But you know, when it comes down to it, guys, I have a plan. I have a goal. I just gotta stay straight. Okay, I gotta stay straight. Um, I get frustrated because of the fact I get frustrated because all I want to do is right now do DoorDash, come on YouTube for a couple hours, talk about a topic, do some pre-recorded videos, and then keep it moving. But when it turns into a lecture, it it throws me off. But like I said, he didn't mean nothing by it because he didn't know that was my like literally something I'm trying to avoid. But with that said, guys, look, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to maybe come on tomorrow, but I gotta get back to focus. It is absolutely trash right now with DoorDash, but I gotta stay positive, focused on it. And I think I kind of killed the momentum. I think that was kind of like a buzzkill for you guys in the chat. Um, that might be something I do more jealous. But I think like a lot of people left because the 45 minutes of lecture and they hear like I remember and shout out Twiggy. Like I'm not mad at you doing that. But you gotta understand, everybody like every day, and when I do these lives, it turns into lecturing me and about me, and people get tired of it and they jump off the channel. So right now, the chat is literally dry right now because of that. So I think it's best for me just to exit now and then maybe come back on later tonight. I'm gonna stay out late. I gotta go change t-shirts because like I didn't realize how hot it was until I really started delivering, and my shirt is like freaking inside like sweaty. So now I got to go and like put on a different shirt. Plus it's starting to get cold out here, so I'm gonna go and put my thermal on. I got one delivery so far. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna come back on in like in like an hour or two. I'll give you guys an update. Hit the like button on your way out. I'm gonna exit out of here right now. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. That's all I got for now. I'm out. Peace.